All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
I think first thing new business is fine.
Okay.
That way you can put the meeting going and all that stuff at the end.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the regular meeting of the Eureka Springs Parks and Recreation Commission. Today is January the 20th, 2026, our first meeting of the year. We will go around and do a roll call, but I first want to say that Ken Trimble and Rod Gray and Beth Giltner are all three out with notice, but we have 4 here, so we do have a quorum. We'll start with Ruth.
Ruth Goodwin Hager.
Mark Ingram.
Aaron Borey.
Ruth Mitchell.
Sam Dudley.
Okay. And then we have, has everybody seen the agenda?
Yes.
Yes. I move to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting, January 20th, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion by Ruth to approve the agenda and a second by Aaron. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Okay, and then we have the next item is minutes from the previous meeting of December the 16th. Sam had that out on Dropbox. I'm sure everybody has had a chance to look at it. If not, let us know.
Yep. I move to approve the minutes from the December 16th, 2025 meeting.
I'll second.
So we have a motion from Aaron and a second from Ruth Mitchell. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Public comments? There is no public. All right, so chairperson's comments. Just quickly, first thing is that tonight is my last night as chair. I've done my 2 years, and it has been a pleasure and an honor to do it, and I'm very grateful to being able to be part of the whole, everything we've accomplished in the last 2 years, so I'm grateful for that. Another thing, I want to just send all of our thoughts and prayers out to Ken Trimble and his family and let them know that we're really thinking of them, and it was just a horrible week for their family. And then that's all I actually to say. And then we'll go directly into Sam's report.
I do not have much of a report.
Okay.
I will fill you in on things that have happened since last meeting. Big things, we're getting all the Christmas decorations up, stored away. We have them all in one location now. We kind of, certain things happened, understandings with other city people. And then the truck situation, vehicle situation, we got all the trucks sold, and then we also got all the new trucks we were hoping for, and did all of it basically for $0. You know, we spent what we made, so it did not cost us anything to get new vehicles for myself and for the grounds person, Noah. So yeah, a big thanks to Bernetta and Steve once again for donating that box truck to us. It didn't start, so we didn't make quite as much as we thought we'd be able to, but we still made more than what we had we not gotten it. So, and once again too, just like, I know Mark already mentioned it, but just wanted to say personally that we're thinking about Ken and Deborah and Israel and just the whole family. You know, it's just pretty heartbreaking. So there is a new child on the earth, which is a blessing, but it's also sad that it happened the way it did. So we love you, Ken. Wish you were here. And that's about it for.
Okay. All right. Then committee reports, just the only thing we have on the Finance Committee, I think I mentioned last time that we had worked on a couple of correction things, and I think we got that under control. And then we're caught up completely with reconciliations. So we are complete for the year. And then, of course, on our item, on our 2025 Q4 financials, or I guess it's not just Q4, but it's the whole year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be talking about that later. And then we don't have any old business, so we'll just go right into the new business. And the first item is our commissioner, it's our time for our appointment or election of the new officers for the new year. And just because I doubt that most of you have actually had to read this, I thought I'd kind of just read this to you so you kind of know how this works.
Good idea.
Because not everybody has been through the process. But anyway, so basically, I'm going to read this to you so you can kind of have an idea how this works. But it says, as soon as practical, following the first day of January of every year, there should be elected from among the membership of the commission a chair, vice chair, and secretary. The term of office for the chair, vice chair, and secretary is 1 calendar year. Officers may not serve in the same position for more than 2 consecutive years. The chair will open the floor to nominations. Any member may nominate a candidate from the membership for the position of chair, vice chair, and secretary. Nominations need not be seconded. A member may withdraw his or her name if placed in nomination, announcing that if elected, he or she would not be able to serve, but he or she shall not withdraw in favor of another member. And basically just saying, hey, don't withdraw your name just so somebody else can have it, right? Once the nominations are complete, the chair will ask for a motion to close the nominations and a second and a vote on the motion is required. That's something I didn't really know. I'm sure we've done it, but we need to make sure we do that.
I'm glad you're reading it out loud because it is complicated.
The chair then declares that it's been moved and seconded that the nomination be closed, and then members may proceed to the election. We'll vote on each one of those. As soon as the first one, the chair, is voted on, that person immediately takes charge of the meeting. So it's like whoever it is will take over the meeting. And then you do the same thing for the vice chair and secretary. In the event where a quorum is established as an even number and a vote results in a tie, the chair shall cast the deciding vote. We have exactly 4 people here today, and the chair will be voting on everything, so that's sort of a non-issue. So, that being said, let's just start out with chair. Does anybody have any nominations? Or?
I would like to nominate Ruth Goodwin Hager for chair.
I would second that.
Okay.
All right. And I think that...
Poor Ruth.
Poor Ruth, but
I'm willing.
It does create a lot of continuity for the Parks Department. She's right here in town. She's done this 1,000 times, so it's kind of a no-brainer. So if Ruth is willing to do that,
I'm willing,
we would all be excited.
unless somebody else is just dying to do it, doesn't want me to do it.
I don't think anybody is.
Just to say it publicly, one of the rules about the chair is that you have to live, we have certain members that can be outside the city and then certain that are in city. The chair, as part of the rules, they have to be in city limits, so there's 3 members who actually couldn't do it even if they wanted to. So,
Right?
Yeah.
True.
Just want to let everyone know that.
All right, so we have Ruth nominated as chair and nobody other. So, and then we have the vice chair.
Does anybody want to be vice chair?
I don't know.
Point, I guess, question, point of order. I don't
Okay.
know what the proper term is. Like, is there anything in those bylaws that require us or require the nominee to be present at this meeting?
No, but I think the only other person available to do that would be me, you, or Ruth,
Right.
because Rod
But if they're nominated,
has already been at 2 years.
but it
So question, Aaron's done a great job. Can he do it secretary?
Yes, because he's not he hasn't done a full two
Okay.
years.
So we don't even
For secretary, but for
But
vice chair,
When we get to secretary, but this is for vice chair.
vice chair was my question.
Okay.
Was if it has to be somebody present or not?
Yeah. Well, there's nobody not present that could do it.
Can I nominate?
So basically, guys, nominate me.
I nominate Mark Ingram to be vice chair.
I mean,
Okay.
that's all that's left because we're making you be secretary.
Okay,
That would be perfect.
I will second that nomination.
And, okay, and I don't think there's anybody else that wants to jump on that bandwagon. The great thing about vice chair is we really don't have to do anything. So it's kind of sweet. And then the other office, obviously, is secretary, and I think we would all agree we're thrilled with Aaron Doobie doing the secretary stuff. So
I wouldn't say so right now.
I nominate Aaron.
I second.
And if we have, so I'm just gonna, we have a nominations.
So question, so the vice chair doesn't necessarily become the chair the next year?
No.
Okay.
No. And we got chair, then we have vice chair. Basically, the vice chair simply just steps in for the chair when the chair's not able to be here. There's no, I mean, you list the list of duties in here, it just says whatever, when the chair's not there, you do what they do, you know, basically. Secretary actually has the most duties if you list in this thing, which we really need to go through.
It's the hardest job.
So in the secretary, we have vice chair, we have me. My pen's not working, but Aaron's is. And then secretary, we have Aaron. Okay, so then I suppose then that we need, I'm going to read this again to see exactly the
Something
wording.
about closing the nominations or something.
Yeah, it is. I've only read it 500 times, so I'm just looking.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a motion to close the nominations is what we're looking for.
I move to close the nominations.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion from Ruth Hager Goodwin, a second from Ruth Mitchell. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Okay. And then the election itself, the vote itself is, let's vote on Ruth Hager Goodwin for chair. I vote yes.
Aye.
Yes, aye.
I guess I have to vote yes?
Okay, so we have 4-0 for Ruth as chair. Thank you, Ruth. And then we have vice chair for me. All those who vote for me,
Aye.
Aye.
4-0 on vice chair. And then secretary, all those for Aaron.
Aye.
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 4-0 for Aaron. All right, now we're officially done with that, and I pass this to Ruth.
I'm so glad you did that part, though. It's always confusing. Good idea to
really
read it.
is.
I don't know why it's not more clear cut for some reason. Okay, so that was.
We don't have like a scepter or like a thing to,
I know, we need that
or
thing
a
we can pass
crown or
around.
Crown.
The crown would be good.
A crown would be good. A tiara.
One thing that we
Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, on new business, where it says committee, not just commissioner elections, committee, we talked about committee appointments. Rod's not here. The committee we talked about dealing with was the committee to put together the fundraising, is that what they call it, fundraising committee or something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah. Since he's not here, are we still going to, do y'all still want to establish that tonight, or should we just wait?
Well, he wants the position, and I
We already
think
know
should-
that.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
just give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess what we need to do is the only reason that I would say that we might put it off till next month is because I think if we're going to establish a committee, we need to have a little more formal approach to it as opposed to just, we're going to throw this at Rod and then we'll see what, I mean, I don't know that we've kind of written up a formal approach to what exactly this committee is for. how many people should be on it, you know, I don't know. And we've done one other committee before, and it was a little more formalized since I've been on, besides our standard finance committee, which is just kind of goes. I don't know.
So
Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
could I recommend maybe putting this into the workshop, our next workshop meeting, to just kind of discuss as a group those criterias, and then we
Good
can
idea.
then put it on the agenda for the
That's a
next
great idea.
month.
And also at that same workshop, let's talk about all the committees. Because the ordinance that establishes this commission also establishes the specific committees you're supposed to have. So we can go over that, make sure we're doing that right. I know we are, but
Yeah.
just to look at it, make sure it's a good idea.
Yeah, I just think when we're going to do a committee, we should have at least a mission statement. What end of the day, what we expect that committee to be doing, not how to do it, but what exactly we want to come out of the committee. And I'm not sure that, we've rambled about it, but I'm not sure we've actually written a real mission statement. And Rod definitely does want to do it, and that's an absolute. That's not a question. He wants to do it, and we want to do it. And there's Andrew also, Andrew Bottomley, who's agreed to really work on the parks, Friends of the Parks part of it. I saw him recently, and he's definitely still on board to do that.
Good.
So, yeah, if anybody who wants to work can raise money, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, that's a good idea. So our workshops are at 5 still, right? So our next workshop will be at 5.
yeah, and that'll be
5 p.m.
February the 3rd.
Okay,
So, not too far out.
okay. No, that's good. And like I said, we should look back at that ordinance. I know I've looked at it before, but there's some mention of how the committees are laid out, what they're called and all that. That'd be good. Okay, any other committees we need to talk about? No, all right, that's it. The 2025 fourth quarter financials will be next on new business. We have the fourth quarter financials in front of us, I think, from Sam.
Do you guys want to look at the year-to-date or just the quarter first, or?
I would say do year-to-date first, because we don't really have to, we don't submit the year-to-date to the council, just the quarter,
Yeah, that's what, I mean, I usually just throw it in there, just,
just to let them have it.
it's
But
like,
legally,
nice to have
technically,
a
they
full
just need this
picture
one.
of, yeah. But
Well,
I guess
then,
technically, the only thing they need is the quarter, so.
true. Well, it's up to you then, whichever one you want to do first.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll look at the quarter and then, then expand out and look at the year. So it's actually a good quarter, as you can see. When just a 3-month span, we made a little over $43,000. So that is good news. And that also includes a couple things. So includes the $25,000 from the Banks family that we're going to spend in 2026. So that kind of skews it in one direction, but it also doesn't include the money we made from the vehicle sales. Because we actually bought the vehicles in 2025, but then due to the timing, we ended up purchasing them we ended up getting the money for the sales in 2026
Okay, so that's a good point then.
Yeah. So this is gonna show-
The expenses came out of 2025, and the
Yeah.
expense of it's in here.
Yeah.
So basically, they sort of offset each other. But it would make this look better.
Yeah, so it kind of actually evens out.
Yeah, that's what it does, yeah. Okay.
So
So
it
really-
was a good quarter, regardless. We did well, finished strong, stayed busy down at Lake Leatherwood. I think Juanita said I think it was Christmas weekend, they had every cabin booked down there. So, kind of justifies why we're staying open through the winter, so.
It was so warm this year, that helped.
And the lights around town were just magnificent, so that
Yeah,
really
it was
helped.
great.
Yeah. Nothing really stands out here. I mean, like I said, the vehicles, we did end up buying the two, as you can see, for $26,708 on 710. But nothing really jumps out at me, to be honest, as far as the this one goes. Signs, maps, and brochures, we ended up spending all of it in that quarter because we finally got the new company to make the pocket maps. So that's what that whole thing was there for to begin with. And we did get reimbursed from CAPC for that, so thank you to them for funding those. We like them. So if you guys have any questions about the quarter, I mean, we can either move to the year-to-date, or we can go ahead and approve the quarter, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, is the quarter the one we have to vote on? Yeah, I don't have any questions.
No questions?
No questions? Someone ready to make a motion to approve them?
I move that we approve the fourth quarter financials.
I'll second.
It's Mark and Ruth. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0, because I voted too. And the fourth quarter financials are approved. Okay, Sam, year to date now?
Yeah, as you can see, it was a little bit of an expensive year, although once again, if you look at it from the stance of sort of the way the Banks Family Foundation works, we did receive $75,000 in 2024, which was spent in 2025. So, you take that 108 total loss number and you add 75 to that, it looks a lot better.
Then take out 25 to that.
Well, then the trucks, the vehicle thing offset, so, those,
But it does-
those canceled.
That does help a lot, though.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. Well, also
Given
considering
all
what-
the stuff
what
we got
happened.
done, I mean, it's pretty,
I mean, we did get a new workshop. We did redo Basin Park.
Yeah.
We did do a lot of things.
A lot of things.
So we didn't do that without the understanding that it was going to cost some money.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I think we're like minus, I think that puts us right around approximately minus 35 to 40,000 or something for the year. So given what we got done, that's pretty, I think it's pretty amazing, so you can disagree. As you can see, a lot of stuff was pretty almost spot on, like the tax revenue.
That's good.
Came in at like 97.2% of what we, accounted for. The income from operations down at Leatherwood, they've gone over for the last 2 years, so that's great. We're making more money than we are even budgeting for.
Was this a record year?
I think it was a record year total, or no, it was a record year for lodging income, but it was not a record year for like total sales and lodge, just, all the money coming in. I think we were 6,000 or 7,000 short, but still, I mean, 2024 was, one of those milestone years. So the fact we even got close was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Refresh my memory, Sam. When were we have, could have been years ago for all I know, Lake Leatherwood, when we were having all the problems with the duckweed and the
Oh, yeah.
plants and all that stuff, and it made it difficult to rent boats, difficult to swim. Was that in 25 or was that last year? Or
That was
23, I think.
23 was the last
I was looking at some
time
pictures
there.
of it the other day, and I was like, was that the beginning of this year? No,
Because I think 24 and 25, we didn't have the pond weed
none at
problem.
all this whole year. So.
The first year I was in charge.
Right, that's right. It was the first year. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, whew.
Thank you.
I remember going down there and just being like, what have I got myself into? Glad we don't have that issue anymore.
No, the lakes look really good this year. I mean, it's
Yeah, it did dry. I should look that up just out of curiosity, like what that did to our sales, just for to show a comparison between. Once again, 24 was kind of a milestone year, but you could take 24 and 25 and show that compared to 22 and 23. just to show what having the lake open all year, how much that benefits us, so. Not
And the-
just,
And the dam, the thing across the dam too, that happens.
oh, that little project, yeah.
Yeah, that little project. Those things had to have helped revenue out there too, I bet, so,
Yeah.
good.
Just trying to think of anything. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I meant to do this. I grossly underestimated the 754 when we made the 2025 budget. I had $5,000 down, and we obviously spend a lot more than that out there at Lake Leatherwood to keep everything running and maintained and repaired, and so that 858% number really jumps out. Then obviously the 706, we went,
But didn't we add money to the budget?
Yeah, we did.
And shouldn't that have, didn't we approve that in adding money to the budget? Or did you just really move it around? We didn't actually add money to the budget, we just,
I think we did that with utilities.
Yeah, there was
We
something, I
swapped
remember we did
utilities or
something.
I don't remember necessarily adding anything formally in a meeting. I think it was just sort of
because we
known.
definitely had a discussion about doing the workshop, right? And that's what that is, right?
Oh, yeah. No, that's not the workshop. That's just, where are we at again? Sorry.
Oh, no, that's,
754?
I see, that's under 5,000, okay, that.
Yeah,
over-
that actually got moved to, that got moved over to 706.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So even with that getting moved over, it was, we spend a lot out there because it's 10 cabins and trails and marina and boats and blah, blah, blah. And, we had to upgrade a couple mini splits too, or repair some mini split units. That was pretty expensive.
Well, I think that, but just for even making sure for the next year we do this, anytime we do come in and approve something different, that we make sure that's added on here, on the budget part, because that way it doesn't look like we way overspent a line on them when we actually didn't, we actually approved it.
Yeah.
Because that could have, I think there was 2 or 3 things we did that this last year too, and I think you did reflect it, but in there.
Yeah, one of them was the workshop, moving it from a Leatherwood expense to a general expense, and another one was the cleaning, like the contracted cleaning that we use for the cabins. We moved that from Leatherwood to general. Other than that, I can't remember if we actually changed anything during the year, but other than that, though, I mean, nothing really stands out much, unless you have any questions.
I do have a question. Just, it's a minor thing. Curious. Under Lake Leatherwood overhead, 752, gardens and landscaping versus regular overhead, same thing, 716, gardens, landscaping, and tree care. I'm just curious how you decide which, so all the Leatherwood stuff is actually physically at Leatherwood. It's garden, landscaping, because you didn't
Yeah,
spend
we
hardly anything compared to that budget.
Yeah, we ended up not spending much out of that. I think we bought a bunch of bulbs, which Juanita and Madison planted this winter. Probably the only big expense. I'd kind of thought that there might be more stuff happening out there as far as gardening because of the way our staff was set up, but just never really took seed.
Haha.
Sorry. Never sprouted.
Oh, yes.
And then with the tree, with the 7162, like the way we did it, I changed it for next year, but this also included the tree giveaways, which
Oh, that's right.
now that I don't know why I put it in there, but this year it's under special events, so.
Okay.
'Cause it's not like they're going into our gardens, they're going to other people.
And it's also being reimbursed.
Yes, yeah. Except for the freight, which I think we should probably get paid double for the freight. When the guy gets stuck down there.
Last year,
White Street,
or last
with a
time,
semi-truck. Yeah, that was fun.
I have no other questions. Anybody else? Questions for Sam about the year-to-date one?
No questions?
Any other wisdom about the year-to-date you need to impart?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't live in the past, Ruth.
That's good. Don't dwell.
oh, you're an
Don't
idiot.
dwell. Okay, so I'll move on to new business Bigfoot contract.
Yeah, so this got kind of spurred on because Stephen actually, Faulbach, the artist who made the Bigfoot statue, God, he made that back in like 2018 or something. It was for the downhill trails. And so when I took over, he was like, basically just saying, hey, I haven't really received any money for this thing other than like the getting paid to put the whatever that enamel coating that he put on it. And so I was like, well, how much is your asking price? And we talked about it. We made the contract, and I think it's in the October minutes, some meeting in 2023, we did vote on this contract that that I printed out for you.
I remember that.
So sat down with Stephen, basically was like, hey, we'll try to pay you back slowly or till, January 2026 was the deadline, or January 31st, 2026. I think we've gotten it up to, we still owe him, I believe, $14,000.
How much?
We still owe him $14,000. We paid him about 11 approx. He said, I think it's a little over 14, but he said just for simplicity, we'll just say 14. It's like, okay. Because I needed to come to you guys to authorize that amount, because that's a lot of money. I don't feel comfortable just writing a check without asking.
What is the sculpture made out of?
It's a, same as the Humpty, it's sort of like a fiberglass kind of material. So
So there was a contract that said we would pay him this much money? Correct, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just,
Net, what are you asking us to do?
well, I
Pay it
mean,
off?
we're at the point where this is the last meeting before January 31st. So essentially, we have the option to, adhere to the contract and just pay him, and then the statue stays there and it's our, Parks property for ever and ever and ever.
Or just let him
Or
get it?
you say, hey, we don't feel comfortable spending that much. We choose to forfeit the piece. I mean, I'm trying to be blunt. I'm not, we forfeit the piece. You have 60 days to come pick it up. So, this kind of snuck up on me because I kind of forgot about the timeline of this, but
It's been an odd thing from the beginning, because when it first happened, it was before you, right?
it was back in, before COVID. It was like right when the downhill trails opened up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I know all sorts of things happened, and I think it just kind of it never really got on a regular payment schedule, which we all know. And then we all addressed it finally, or you addressed it and got it going. We were doing the T-shirt thing, and it just hasn't ever seemed like we've raised enough money to pay for it.
Yeah. Stephen did say, not trying to toot my own horn, but he said I was the only director who actually paid any kind of substantial amount of money
Yeah,
for it.
sure. The others didn't.
Never really took off as far as, trying to come up with the formula to, how we maybe started this in 2018 or whenever it came about. Had there been a system in place, like we may have not be in this, we probably wouldn't be in this situation
Right.
because
Oh,
That was
was it?
like 5 years of basically not paying anything on it, so.
So am I understanding that he gets paid through T-shirt sales?
Well, according to this, yeah, but, that's what we were doing. We worked with Jamie Brandt, and he came up with the design, and we pay for the shirts, then we sell them, and then we give Stephen the money from what we sell the shirts for. So that was sort of an idea I had to, like, maybe long-term planning to pay it back, and it has worked. We've paid him about 11,000.
So am I to understand there's a deadline on
Yeah,
the final?
yeah.
Okay.
January 31st,
All right.
2026.
Okay.
Which, here we are.
Well, we don't want to renege on our agreement, do we?
I have a couple of questions
Yeah.
that are a little confusing in this contract.
Yeah.
One, artist agrees to allow ESPRC use of the art and its image for the purpose of advertising and merchandise for as long as art is located at Leatherwood. So I want to be clear that if we just pay this off, we can still sell those shirts, but now we keep all the money for the shirts.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, we're just,
'Cause
the
you gotta
shirts
be-
was a means to
And
an
the
end.
reason I ask that is because on the next section, it says, upon completion of payment, artist agrees to award ESRP full ownership, but artist retains copyright to use the image of the art for the purpose of advertising and or sale of other merchandise. So is the intent of that is that he can also do art and
Yeah, it
stuff?
just means like if
And-
he also wants to use it for something, like he makes sculptures out of, bronze. He's shown me a few of them. They're pretty cool. I don't know if you guys remember that Bigfoot festival that he put on in 24, I think it was, 2024, out there at Leatherwood. And he, had shirts made and sold them. And so it's just saying like he can also do things to promote and profit from it. Doesn't mean he gets, once we pay him, if we pay him,
Excuse me.
there's this whole T-shirt thing is no longer a thing. It's done.
Is he
But,
willing
so-
to do anything, expand the time frame?
I could ask him. I will say, it has been there since 2018. So I could ask. I'm not sure if he would say yes. I mean, I told him I could call him tonight if
But,
he was willing to.
What was
we
the
needed to
question?
talk
that-
to him.
And yeah,
What did Ruth just
what was the
ask?
question? Can we extend it?
If he was willing to expand the deadline.
So, yeah, that was one of my questions where, the way this was written, that I get the whole idea with the generation of income from T-shirts would offset and go towards that. In lieu of that, whatever reason it has not fully been paid, I would ask that we have that discussion of, could we perhaps, instead of just writing a check now that has not been budgeted for the full amount, to maybe say, hey, over the next 12 months, can we do equal payments, or over the next 24 months, and regardless of where that money's coming from, but then we can budget accordingly a little bit better, plan, offset versus getting hit with this kind of off-the-cuff, random large amount at this moment before we vote to either pay or not pay and make a decision that
Would
is
you guys-
a pretty big decision to me.
Yeah, it is.
I would like to exhaust that possibility, to Ruth's point, before we just say yay or nay on that. It's my,
Also, has every dime that he was entitled to from the T-shirts been given to him?
What? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we've paid
We've
him.
honored the contract.
Yeah, I
given
think
all
we
the money.
sold one shirt in December, so we've already paid him. It was slow, obviously, and I don't think we've sold anything in January, so we've already paid him everything that we owe him thus far.
So we followed the contract in good faith.
Yeah, and like I said, if you guys want, I mean, I told him to be available tonight so we could call him. So, I mean, these are conversations we could have right now if you want. I didn't really know how else to do it. It's,
My thoughts are that this has been out there since 2018. I don't know what the original agreement was in 2018 to bring it out there, if we had said what the price was of it back then, or if it was never intended to stay, or if anybody even thought about what that would mean, I don't know. But $14,000 whether spread over 12 months or 24, 12 months especially is the same as just paying for it now, because it's this year's budget. It doesn't matter if it's all paid for today or over 12 months. So that doesn't matter, unless we were going to draw this out another 10 years, which I don't blame him. I mean, I would think since 2018, it's been sitting there, and we have made a dent in it since this was all done, but
Not literally.
it's 14,000, not 140,000. It's if we have a place to pay it from in the budget now, do we, or are we adding money to the?
I would probably have to add a 14 or whatever amount, I guess, 14 to
But we're doing really well with lodging, right?
infrastructure at Leatherwood or something,
Yeah.
or it could be just a general, out of the general account. We'd have to just
Could be in
talk
that
about-
gardening account that you didn't spend any money for. I mean, it is landscape.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
gardens and
infrastructure.
landscaping.
Yeah, it is.
I guess one of the things I would say is if you look at Facebook in general and you see pictures of Leatherwood, probably 8 out of 10 of them have Bigfoot in them. So I think it is significant enough to do it. I think it's $14,000. And so my recommendation is just bite the bullet and pay it and be done with it. And we'll make our own money back on the T-shirts. We can keep selling T-shirts and pay ourselves back.
Yeah.
And just a question, maybe you answered this, Sam, I apologize if you did already. Was there, I see this agreement here was 2023, we're talking about 2018 when the art was created and whatnot. Is there any agreement or anything in existence at that time that shows what this says, that was the agreed upon
Price.
money value understanding?
There was-
or are we just shooting from
Something back
when
in
you took over?
Scott's time, there was something whenever he had to come and put that coating on it, that enamel, there was a contract. It's a lot of words in that contract. But essentially it was, we pay him X amount of dollars to fix it. I don't really remember if it ever said the specific value or if it was a contract for how to move forward with paying it off, or Ruth might remember that.
What I remember is when it first came up, it was a cool thing that Stephen made, and we moved it once, right? The first place it was in the park.
It was parked down at the downhill trails at the bottom where the
Right.
shuttle turns around. And then when I first started working for Parks back in '21, that was one of the first things we did. Actually, it was kind of a crazy project, was moving the Bigfoot. Didn't know what I was signing up for, I guess. But we moved the Bigfoot from the downhills to where it is now, which is right there at the visitor center.
People weren't able to
So-
take pictures in front of it, or what I remember, and we'd have to go back and look, but I remember being very confused by the process back then, because there never really was, as far as I know, could be wrong, an actual contract with him when it appeared. Yes, I want this much money for it. It was more of a, hey, it'd be cool if you want to put it out here and see what happens. Do you want to put a QR code on it, see if you get some donations? It's beautiful. See, do people they love Bigfoot out here, Lake Leatherwood, it's Eureka, it's Arkansas, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it was the actual intention at that very first minute to have it permanent. There was a lot of public reaction to it, people taking pictures, people liking it. Then there's either a QR code or encouragement of people to take pictures. And at some point, I remember discussion about him being able to make money off of it as the artist by the QR code, but Park's not really owning it still. It still is his. He owned it, just in our park. And that kind of went from, that's what I thought it was, to my recollection was way after that, year or two, hearing it discussed, maybe when Scott Miskell probably finally brought it up, that we never paid him for this. We're like, well, were we supposed to pay for it? Well, it's ours now, he says. And maybe it was discussed with the previous director before Scott. I don't recall any formal agreements, so there could have been, and we just wouldn't necessarily know about it, maybe. And I do remember all of us being confused at that time on the commission going, what? he's an artist, that we want to, first of all, artists are important in Eureka Springs, and we want to make sure they know we value them. So we tried to work real hard with the idea of saying, okay, benefit of the doubt, Stephen, what do you think we need to do? And I don't think anything was done at the end of that previous director saying until Scott dealt with the thing about the coding. It's still, even after that, I don't remember a distinct moment where Stephen finally said, well, gosh, this is mine. I'm taking it back, or y'all want it? Pay for it. It was more of a gradual process of him.
Well, he did
finally with
do
you.
that, and that's
With you,
why
he
this
did.
contract.
And that's when that
he
happened
was-
finally,
He
yes.
was like, hey, man, like,
That's
Yeah.
finally when that happened. There was a lot of ambiguity, a lot of vagueness, a lot of,
Yeah.
I remember the beginning being told, oh, well, it could just stay there and we'll see what happens. Do people like it? Do they not like it? And, well, he'll still own it. It's his. He can take it away if he wants. And then after a while, it became clear, especially after y'all moved it that one time, this is not an easy thing to move. And people do love it. And I just don't really know. I'm glad this happened because from his point of view or your point of view, whoever initiated that, something needed to be formalized. But
It sounds like, I guess the answer to my question is, to your knowledge, to our knowledge, nothing exists prior to this of any sort of written contract saying this is the value, this is agreed upon, this is what we're going to do, other than maybe word of mouth, talking, discussions, see where it goes kind of thing.
I think that's true.
So that's fair. It's understandable at this point. Hindsight's 2020. This is what we have to go on, and that's just what I wanted to basically make sure, especially if a vote is in order to pay this forward, that it doesn't come back after the fact saying, well, there's a pre-existing contract that says it's X amount less or X amount more or whatever, that this is the executable agreement, and that, to your knowledge, there isn't anything in writing prior to this.
Well,
To your knowledge.
exactly.
think
When
so.
it says valued at $25,000, who valued it? Does he have?
I mean, that's the artist's value.
Artist's value.
So does
Yeah.
he have an initial contract, that is an actual contract that says, I'll do this for $25,000? It sounds like he does not.
he does not.
No, that's kind of where I was going. So all we have to work off is this agreement or valuation. There's nothing prior. Like I said, it could have been more or less, but
Well, it's a lot of money for a Parks Commission to pay for one sculpture. It really is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, which is why
I
we're here right
absolutely
now.
agree. But what I would say to that, I absolutely agree, and I would have probably never have done it in the first place.
Yeah.
If we had known that was the way it was working through the whole thing. But the fact is, it is there. We did do it. We did sort of agree to the price. I think this is a valuable lesson learned. We're down to $14,000 from the 25, so we've already invested $11,000 in getting this paid for. If we continue to sell shirts with this image like it has, and we make the money off of it, we'll kind of reimburse ourselves for this remaining amount. I think we're saying one of two things. Either we agree that we'll pay this $14,000 and be done, or we'll let him just come pick it up. And that's really the two decisions.
That's true.
We either go A or B. We don't really have a lot of in the middle because all of that has already been agreed to and in writing signed. So I'm just speaking for myself, but I think this is one of those, you bite the bullet, don't make this mistake again, and you pay for it, and then now it's ours, and we have the benefit to make money from it, and the image and marketing and T-shirts or whatever else, trinkets or whatever else we want to do to sell merchandise.
Well, trinkets is a great idea. You should put a big
Yeah.
one on them, yeah.
No, I
Kids
agree,
would
yeah.
love that. They'd
Going-
eat that
Going
up.
forward, having this done and having us be the full owner of it would be great.
It feels a little bit like we're being strong-armed. I don't feel like we're reneging on a contract that we don't have. And I don't want to do that, and we need to create goodwill, like you said, and we maybe need to put it in landscaping, and I love your idea about knickknacks. Kids
Whatever we
love
can do
that.
whatever we can do would be kind of nice if we can still collect the data for when we do sell stuff and sort of keep track of how we're paying it back? Even though it doesn't go to Stephen, it stays with us?
Yeah, we've actually, like, in the Square system, we have a separate item for just the Bigfoot shirts so that we can do just that. So we can go up and look up how
So
much we've made
another
Bigfoot
question
shirts
is,
from.
what actual line item number would you want the $14,000 to go into?
Well, it's
kind
essential,
of
I think,
important.
with this contract that we do have to keep track.
No, no, I know, I have to think about this. It's not a holiday decoration. Put a Santa hat on them and call it a holiday decoration.
Feels like it should be landscaping and gardening and kind of thing like that, although it's a high dollar item.
It is.
I mean,
Well, in the 2026 budget, it's actually slightly different, so I want to pick something that I know hasn't changed. I don't think it should come out of the Leatherwood account. I feel like it should come out of the general, because
Why?
the general has a lot more money in it.
will be because the revenue generated from those shirts will go into general.
That's true, and the stuff we sell goes into general, so,
That's true.
and it's okay if we pay for Leatherwood stuff out of the general, but
Right.
can't do the opposite. Either special events and special events and advertising.
There you go.
It's advertising.
It is advertising.
I mean,
Real.
we were just talking about how it's good for advertising.
I don't know, I'm not going with you on advertising.
No?
I mean, it's an actual asset, sort of, but it's not, it's a sort of a depreciating asset, I think. So I feel like it needs to go into something a little
I
more.
mean, it can go into infrastructure like
I
706.
kind of think it should.
Just, I mean, it's not really infrastructure. But
Sort of is in the fact that it's a $25,000 asset, you know, like, I kind of think it can't be under the trinkets.
Or I can't remember if there was still a professional services.
It's a thing. Let's go infrastructure, over 5,000.
Oh, I mean, I know infrastructure hasn't
706.
changed. I know that's still in
Is that 706?
706, yeah. I know that's still there. It didn't change for
Okay.
the 2026 year, so.
All right, then I will
Safe
make a
bet.
motion to adjust the 2026 budget, account 706, adding $14,000 to purchase the Bigfoot and complete this contract.
I'll second that.
Any questions? All in favor? Say aye.
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 With the-
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
I do want to just say, you know, I had no intention of this like springing up on you guys. It's just, it's one of those things we signed it in November 23 and then it's kind of stored in the back of your head and then, yeah.
It was a surprise.
No, but it's good to have it dealt with. Like Mark said, now we can move on. Do we need to, if I owned a piece of art that expensive, I'd have it insured. Is that insured in any way separately, or would you do that as a,
Yeah, I mean, if it was always, we never
really
really
good
owned
idea.
it, so we've never really had to insure it. But now that we own it, it might be worth
Yes.
having the municipal league come and look at the Humpty as well. You know, just things like that that are kind of hard to assess. I mean, we know what they cost us, but I don't.
no, good idea.
I could just see some good old boy like trying to put an
Replacement.
insurance value on something like that.
That could be added to the general policy for
Yeah.
like the cabins and the property itself, where
Yeah.
in case of graffiti or fire or something
Well, we could have a
horrific
tornado,
like
for that matter.
art does have value, and we've already placed it at least at this value, so I'd say it's something that we need to look into.
Let's see.
Okay. Anything else about Bigfoot?
I hope not.
Let's make lots of trinkets.
Okay, next item of new business, Cyclops Drops reroute, downhill 7.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that we like go into a downhill thing. It's because like, you know, that's another thing that's Bigfoot is now attached to is, you know, our logo for the downhill park is the Bigfoot, and we've named them all after Bigfoot creatures. And
That's true.
so, not saying it's making us any money, but so what happened here is just DH7 Cyclops drops. It's always been like one of the least ridden trails that we have out there at the park. It's a, Black Diamond Trail, so super difficult, but it's at the North Hub where there's beginner and intermediate trails. So it's most people who want to ride the really difficult trails go to the South Hub and ride 1, 2, 3 over there. We already fixed the top part of it. Just so you know, like to start this trail, you'd have to go up to the hub, which is like this big, I don't know if you guys have seen the hubs or not, but essentially ride up to this big circular thing, and then you'd have to like send it off this rock launcher, and if you didn't make it, your back tire would hit and you'd crash, and so it just sort of scared people. So we've already reworked the top, which didn't require any rerouting, we just fixed things. But now we're at the bottom, and the only way we can really think of making it more intermediate friendly is to just reroute it and keep it on the other side of this valley over here. And so that's kind of what I'm asking, is just make sure we can do that, because this would definitely qualify as a change to the map, and that's what we decided on long ago as far as what y'all have to vote on.
So is that the original, the black line?
The original is the black line, I'm sorry, yeah. And the red line is
rerouting the
new.
red in the middle there where it then goes down to the bottom?
Yeah, and it's, I didn't this isn't 100%
No, but
accurate,
just,
but
so
it's a
I'm
general,
just,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And we would close from where that red line starts, that black trail, the rest of that would actually close. We would just cover it up and let it go back to nature. And then another benefit to this too, one thing I always hated was that the downhill trail would feed into the multi-purpose trail, so like the ones the hikers use. So now, if we reroute it, we'll make sure it goes into DH, another DH trail before it comes to the bottom, so you won't have that kind of that interference or whatever you call that,
Yeah.
conflict of usership.
Are we immune from getting sued from people that get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we were to put barbed wire fencing across the trail, we'd probably get sued. But, so long as, it's within a reasonable level of, we do, maintain the trails and check them for debris and down trees and stuff like that. But
They don't have to sign waivers or anything?
no, because they're not paying for the trails. They're only paying for the shuttle service.
Oh, that's true.
The trails are free. You can
Right.
ride up to the
Public
top
park,
and,
yeah.
ride them all day if you want, but, or you can self-shuttle, but, so, and Nick has his own insurance policy for the shuttle service, so we're kind of apart from that.
I don't have any.
I am not being a rider. My question would be, changing this from, I guess you called it like more advanced trail to an intermediate. Then at that point, we've been trying to grow this as a, downhill bike area. Is that in the long run going to hurt our growth, not having more advanced trails?
I don't think so. I think it's good to have, because right now the ratio is 4 black trails, 4 advanced trails, and then there's just 2 intermediates and 1
Okay.
beginner. So
Perfect.
people have always thought it should be closer to, really like 3 beginner, 3 intermediate, and
Okay.
1 or maybe
Then-
2 down black ones. But
Then that makes perfect sense to me, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Before you did this rerouting, did you consult with bikers what they want?
I don't care what they want. No, I mean, Jeff's a biker. I'm a biker, and people have always. I mean, this was even talked about a couple years ago with the Walton Foundation, funding a reroute of DH7 because everyone knows that it was not that fun, and not that used. It has one cool feature which we're keeping, is the big monster drop, the Cyclops drop. So we're keeping the iconic part of it and just making it more user-friendly.
Well, and if we have to maintain a trail that no one rides, that seems kind of silly. So
Yeah.
it seemed to me it makes sense to actually maintain a trail that you made it rideable, more people would ride.
So this rerouting with like the red line, that is a trail that already exists that we're just redirecting to? Or
No,
is it
no, no.
something that needs to be created?
This is a new, yeah, that's why if it was
So-
that, I wouldn't even need to come to you guys. 'cause
So,
that's it.
well, with that, is there some sort of, have you done any sort of analysis on a budget of what that would cost to create this new trail?
It's all in the budget already. I mean, it's just labor and diesel and,
And you-
time. I mean,
And consulting the natural resource plan. yeah,
Jeff's
make sure.
very familiar with types of trees to watch out for. I mean, he's better at identifying than I am. So there's not really anything super, I don't know what the right word is, endangered or fragile up there. I mean, it's just a bunch of big oaks, and then you get into a cedar grove and a bunch of nasty cedars. So,
And like you said, Jeff, and, you guys are all professional out there, you'll know.
yeah.
We have a plan in place to look at these things or an idea.
In fact, I
so-
gave him a hard time the other day because he left this one tree right in the middle of the trail. He's like, dude, it's a dogwood. I couldn't take it out. Okay. About
Well, I mean-
flew over my handlebars for that dog.
He is a trails manager, so
Yeah, he can-
he gets paid to do exactly this.
That's
Yeah.
true. Make these decisions.
so-
Okay.
Well, I move that we adopt the change to the trail as suggested here on the map.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? No? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes 4-0. Downhill 7 can be rerouted. Thank you. Is that all the new business, old business? Commissioner comments? Ruth? Start with you. Do you want to go?
I'll start. Kudos for the trucks, selling them and then getting the new equipment. It's the same. Love.
I feel very fancy in my new truck.
Oh, boy.
Fancy.
That's a wonderful goal. Wonderful.
I should have drove it here tonight so you guys could see it, but I'm going home. I don't want another stop.
No, it needs to have dirt and stuff on it to look like it's really, it can be all fancy looking. It needs to be dirty.
I'll get it dirty. Don't worry.
Aaron?
Oh, nothing.
Mark?
I have nothing.
I guess I'll say I have nothing too. I wish the others were here so we could,
Congratulations on our new officers.
yes, thank you. Congratulations to all of us. I think it's always good to have,
Congratulations, Aaron.
Aaron. And Sam said he would bug me just as much.
I was going to say, yeah, because you started doing finance stuff, so
Yeah.
it's actually easier for you. You can just do finance and not worry about this part too.
He'll bug me just as much. It won't matter. Yeah. So I move to adjourn.
Okay, second?
Yes, second.
Ruth? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 4-0. We are adjourned.